Testing, 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 testing. There it is. I'll give the chat a couple minutes to get into the chat. Sorry. We're going to be going over dominantly, given the times. Let me see here. Hold on. What's going on, young man Leonard? We'll get started in just a second. What's that? Oh. 15? Just asking, bro. Just asking. Hmm? Hold on. Right. All right, man. Shalom, everybody. Tuning in online. Israelite School of UPK, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. Today, of course, it's a scripture breakdown class. Make sure you get with us throughout the week. Tuesday is the brotherhood class, Wednesday the law class, Thursday scripture breakdown, Friday Hebrew language class, and the Sabbath, of course, is the Sabbath. All right. Now is the time. If you have any questions, please feel free to type in your questions. I don't think I went from Facebook, but that's all right. All right. We're going to rock it out. All right. Let me get Revelation 1:7. I'm going to go straight into the topic. I was asked about, like, to give a better idea of how things will be as we here in World War III, brother. You know, we're here. I don't see it dying down, to be completely honest with you. Right. They just what's his son, the Ayatollah's son's name? I forget his name, right? But the new leader of Iran, he just lost, I believe they said his father, of course, but I believe they said his wife and some of his children from the attacks from America and Israel, the Israelis, right? That man said that he's going to keep the Strait of Hormuz. I always say it wrong. Closed, right? And they said that they're threatening that a barrel of oil is going to be $200, right? You got to understand that once once the price of oil and fuel rises, the price of food will rise as well. Why? Because of the truckers, and they're going to have to bring in, the shipments of food, but it's going to cost more. It's going to cost more money. So the supply and demand will go up. Gas prices will go up. I mean, in certain parts of Los Angeles, it's at $9. $9. You understand? So, I mean, we just watching, we slowly watching this place crumble, and then I find it very funny that, and not really funny, but I find it interesting that Donald Trump, every time he's asked or questioned about, what's going on and how clearly America is hurting, he always responds with how great something is. We got the greatest military in the world. Like, bruh, like no one's falling for that. No one's falling for that. I hope not. I don't even think I think MAGA, all the MAGA supporters, I think a lot of them are, once they get mad, you see what Edomite criminals do. They storm the U.S. Capitol. That's what they're gonna do. Imagine when they realize they've been duped again, and Donald Trump played them for their vote. It wasn't but 2 years ago where J.D. Vance, the vice president, when he was campaigning on behalf of Trump, that he was saying things such as, we're not sending our children to war. That was one of their points. That was one of their selling points. One of the selling points of Donald Trump and J.D. Vance and the whole Trump administration is that they would not carry America or Americans headlong into another war. Donald Trump is on record a few years ago when I believe when Barack Obama was president and Donald Trump was like, he's an idiot. He doesn't know how to negotiate, and he's going to lead Americans into a third world war. And lo and behold, he's the idiot that is leading America into a third world war, which really, it's all the Lord. It's all the Most High, of course. However, man thinks that he can have his way. Donald Trump thinks that he can have his way and thinks that he can handle the situation in the Middle East like he would like to, but it's not up to him. Then Donald Trump was questioned about the 170 schoolgirls in Iran that were hit by a Tomahawk missile. A Tomahawk missile is popularly known to exclusively belong to the U.S. and no one else. You understand? And he said, and when it came out, every time they get questioned about it, right, what they always revert to, we're investigating it. Well, one reporter was like, well, how long are you going to need to investigate? We already know that we're the ones with the Tomahawk missile. Shalom, everybody. We're the ones with the Tomahawk missiles. Clearly, we're the ones who hit them. You understand? So you got to look at it from those Persians' point of view, the Iranians' point of view, right? They're the Persians. You got to look at how they looking at it like, you're not finna you just killed 200 children. Our religious leaders, our religious leader, the religious leader's son's wife and kids, children, and you think we finna just bow down to you? They not having it. And that is the spirit of the Lord. That's the spirit of the Most High, right? If I could get Joel 3:9 real quick. Joel 3:9, right? Because as this grows, as this situation grows more and more, guess what? You can bet your bottom dollar at some point. It could be this week. It could be in 2 months. You can bet your bottom dollar that at some point, America will declare a draft, and not only declare a draft, but send ground troops into Iran. And here's what America is not failing to realize, that Iran, not only do they have allies, but Iran itself is going to give America a hard time. because it's not Iraq, right? It's double the population. You know how many people in Iran? Over 90 million. Like, before I started researching this, I didn't even know Iran was that big. Iran is huge, right? How many people in America? Approximately, right? Let me look it up real quick. What was I looking? How many people in Iran? It says, as of early 2026, the population of Iran is estimated to be over 92 to 93 million people. It is the 17th most populous country in the world, right? How many people in America? Over 348 million, right? Now, if you look at Russia, China, these nations are not going to side with America. They're going to war against America, right? Because what they did, what Donald Trump did, he went behind Congress's back, and not only did he go behind Congress's back and not get this move to bomb Iran approved, to add insult into injury, he's going to tell you I don't need him. So he's a president that doesn't even move within the Constitution itself, right? So I mean, to add insult to injury to all the MAGA supporters, you know, he sold you on the idea that there wouldn't be another war. But the truth is, Donald Trump is not in control to say when there will be a war or not.
Right.
The Most High mustereth the battle, right? And this is what the prophecies of the scriptures, you know, these prophecies, some of them are more than 2,000 years old and very, very relevant today, because that's the power of God. You understand? So let's read Joel 3:9.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles.
Proclaim this among the Gentiles. This is not talking about the Gentiles as in Israelite foreigner Gentiles. This is talking about actual heathen Gentiles, other superpowers of the earth in this context, because the Lord knew that we will be at the bottom and these other nations will be in positions of power and authority on the planet. China, Japan, India, Iran, Russia, the Israelis, Germany, Europe, who else? African nations, so many other nations that have not only nuclear capability, but the ability to send drones and bomb a building, the ability to have sleeper cells, which we're going to talk about that in a second, because now they're saying that, you know, there's a possibility they got a hint that Iran is targeting California of all states. That, you know, Donald Trump doesn't like California, right? It just seems like so like obvious that it's almost like an inside job, right? But whether it is or it isn't, right? What they're trying to do is to condition Americans, right? If something happens in America, Donald Trump is going to have to respond, right? He's going to, well, we got to go in there now. And he wants the people to be on his side, right? To justify him sending your children to war. Think about that. Sending everyone's children to war to die, because they're not going to make it out. They're not going to make it out of Iran. That's it. It's over. You know how many people passed away during the war with Iraq? A lot of people died. You understand? But everybody's familiar with this man's playbook, right? It's not really new. He's doing the same thing over and over. You know, it's the saying that, you know, they say history repeats itself. And the scriptures do say there's nothing new under the sun. Like this man's Esau's playbook, man. I ain't gonna lie, he losing it. He done lost some aura on his plays he be making. You know, yeah, he's losing it. And he's reaching a decline. He's declining. So let's read that.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9.
Mm-hmm.
Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war.
Right. Prepare war. Keep going.
Wake up the mighty man.
Wake up the mighty man of Iran. Wake up the mighty man of Russia. Wake up the mighty man and your Vladimir Putins. Wake up the mighty man of China. Wake them all up. Get them. You know what they're doing right now? You know what they're doing while you worried about. What are we worried about today? I don't even know. While you worried about Bam Adebayo's 83-point game, China's on the phone with Russia and Iran strategizing. Ain't nothing wrong with watching sports, don't get me wrong. But our people seem to be more concerned with bread and circus opposed to international news and what's going on the earth in 2026 and how it might not be 2027. You understand? Like, it's a lot going on in the world. And the main thing, like when Christ said that before he comes back, is going to be as a woman in travail, right? As a woman in travail. If you ever had any children, you know when your rib is about to give birth, those contractions grow stronger and stronger. You understand? Right, and right before she gives birth, the contractions are at a height of pain unimaginable.
Right.
That's a metaphor for things are going to become more intense, not only in America but on the planet, on Earth. Everyone is going to be affected by. Everyone is being affected by what's going on in the Middle East.
Right. The
epicenter of God's judgment, if you will. Right. But you can look forward to ground troops being sent to the Middle East. You can look forward to it. American ground troops, Chinese ground troops, Russian ground troops, Iranian ground troops, obviously, Israeli ground troops. You can look forward to that. It's going to happen sooner or later. It can happen tonight. They can make a statement. They could address the nation tomorrow, right? That's how once that happens, this thing's gonna go by real fast. See, go ahead.
Come on. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
Let all the men of war draw near. Go ahead.
Let them come up.
Let them come up. Let's get it on. Go ahead.
Beat your plowshares into swords.
Right. Beat your gardening tools into weapons of war.
Right.
Meaning what? Now is not the time to negotiate. Now is the time to fight.
Right.
Because with these superpowers of the earth, think like China, Russia, they're not in the mind that we are in as people in the truth, brothers and sisters in the truth, right? They're not in the mind that we are in, that, the Most High is doing this. This is prophecy. Christ is coming back, right? Now you got your upper elites who are very aware and who are trying to upset prophecy. But these world leaders, in their mind, they have next. In their mind, they're going to wipe America off the face of the earth, and they're going to be the superpower of the earth.
Right.
You see? That's what they think in their mind. Russia's like, they're not strategizing for blacks and Hispanics and North American Indians. They're strategizing for Russia. You see? But that's the whole bag the Most High got them in. That's why the Most High is such a, like when you read about, give me Exodus 15:3.
The book of Exodus chapter 15 verse 3.
Go ahead.
The Lord is a man of war.
Right. The Lord is a man of war. Go ahead.
The Lord is his name.
Do you know what's involved in war? Do you know what's involved in war? How is one successful in war? The Most High is a man of war. He loves war, right? in order to be successful in war, you know what you got to have? You watch a lot of old movies, a lot of like old world movies, you know, before they would go to war. Even in the Bible, we would strategize how we would attack the opposition.
Right.
The Most High, everything, every decision these world leaders are making are all chess moves by the Most High, who is a supreme strategist in warfare. And he's putting all the pieces, he's making it make sense. Like, it's not like America woke up one day, we don't like Iran, let's just nuke them. No, it's a buildup. The drama is going to heighten. You see, it's gonna become more and more dramatic. More like they need a reason to send ground troops. So something's gonna happen so they can have a reason to send ground troops in Iran. Once they send ground troops, there's going to be a lot of U.S. soldiers who don't make it.
Right.
You see, and Donald Trump knows that. He's trying to condition the people now. This is what we're dealing with in the real world. You know, this is what we did. It's not, you know, we're not worried about Bad Housewives of Chicago and, you know, that, man, them days is gone. Baddies Club, whatever the hell that stuff is called, right? Flavor of Love, that's old, but you know, stuff shows like that, right? Like those days is coming to an end, right? The day where you're gonna have to really buckle down and trust in the Lord that He will provide for you and your family, right? They're here. Those days are absolutely here.
Right.
You see? But the Most High, if you're in the truth and the Lord is with you, we have absolutely nothing to worry about. Comfort your mind with that. Comfort that the Lord is doing this for you. You see? But go ahead, read.
Come on. Verse 4, Pharaoh's chariots and his hosts.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go back to Joel.
Come on, Joel 3.
Yahweh Allah.
The book of Joel, chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near.
So the Lord is putting the spirit of war on the earth. Go ahead.
Let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears.
Right.
Let the weak say, I am strong.
Right. Let the weak say, I am strong. Meaning what? What does that mean? We've gone over this a few times in the last couple of months. What is this talking about? Let the weak say, I am strong. Break that down, one of you. Take a stab at it.
Come on, man.
Go ahead.
It's like how you said the Lord gonna put a spirit of war. The Lord is gonna put the spirit of people who usually wouldn't want to go into war to make them think they could win this war. Like how you're saying, they think they're gonna defeat America and become the new superpower.
Okay, what you mean?
Like they the weak thinking they strong.
Speaking of Mike,
they think they gonna win this war. Like you saying, like
let the weak say, I am. Who's the weak?
The Gentiles. Or Salakia.
Yeah, you're right. Like the other nations, right. like you got to remember, America has been the bully.
Right.
America. Now, don't get it wrong. America has the most, arguably, if not arguably, it might not be an argument, the most dominant military on the planet.
Right.
I mean, all the money, all the taxpayers' money goes to all of America's weapons every year, right? I forget how much they estimated in funds already, but 10, 11 days. Let me look it up real quick. How much has the war in Iran cost? As of 2 hours ago, over the last 10, 11 days, I'm sorry, it says within the first 6 days of the conflict, According to the Pentagon, over $11.3 billion and climbing $2 billion a day just to bomb them and giving the Israelis their welfare check. And let's look that up. How much does America pay Israel every year? America gives the Israelis the military aid components, the 3.8 billion, they give them 3.8 billion in foreign military financing and 500 million for joint missile defense programs like the Iron Dome, right? So they're getting about almost $5 billion a year while they're making rules for, SNAP, this, so you can't, a single mother or a struggling family, a poor family, or less fortunate, can't get snacks. Imagine that. You know what I'm talking about? That, like, they're trying to make that what's the word I'm looking for? A rule for everybody, for lack of a better term. They're trying to make it to where you can't buy juice if you have food stamps. Not everybody on food stamps is, whether you're working or not. Have you seen the price of groceries? Right? Have you seen the economy? Do you know what it is do you know how much rent is? And now you telling me because someone is on food stamps, you want to make it to where they can't buy cupcakes for their kids, but you can fund them Israelis $5 billion a year to bomb the hell out of people and to starve people out. You see? That's what's going on. That's what's going on, man. And it's very, it's very gut-wrenching. Like, and don't get it twisted. There's a lot of things that our oppressor, though the devil the Bible speaks of, Esau, the biblical Edomites, it's a lot of things they do behind the scenes that we don't know yet, and we gonna find out about it. You see, like, imagine, like, okay, they released 3 million, which I believe was half of what they were supposed to release of the Epstein files, right? We had no idea that that's what they were doing. Go ahead, Krazza.
I was gonna say too, it's also a lot of, I just seen something today talking about a lot of the Epstein files being deleted.
That's what I'm saying.
They deleted, I think it was the year from 99 to like 2002.
Mm-hmm.
They noticed that, people tracking it, they noticed that, those are the years that a lot of the Epstein files didn't get released. And they only caught it because they said somebody had asked about being on a 9/11 shadow committee. I mean, trying to hint to their involvement in.
Well, they told all the Jewish workers not to go into work that day. That's on record, right? Not to go into work on 9/11. I wonder why, right? And then the 9/11 thing, it get tricky, but they did something funny with the insurance right before it got hit, and you know who got paid? Them Jewish cats. Hey, listen, it was the reason why they wasn't allowed wherever they were for a long period of time, right? Them Edomites, that group of Edomites, boy, something is wrong with them, right? The Khazars, they have a history of being thieves and power hungry. That's Benjamin Netanyahu, if I ever seen it, right? He been wanting to bomb Iran for the last 30 years, but nonetheless, it is the spirit of the Most High ultimately wanting war on the earth to the intent of freeing his people from slavery.
Right.
Go ahead, Kraza.
Like I said, I don't know. I was gonna ask. So we know that the world war is gonna happen. We know that this can be like, I asked you this off camera, but can you get like the timeline, I guess, so to speak? What's coming up next? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's next after the war cracks off? What is next for Israel?
Okay. All right. So I'll give you like a summarized. We go over some precepts to show what will happen chronologically, right? Just to give you an idea. So what will happen is World War III. We're in the stage of World War III now. The nations are going to get more involved. The nations are going to be gathered ultimately to the Middle East. Ground troops, tanks, a lot of death, mass casualties. And at the height of the war, where simultaneously as the world is being nuked, Christ, you ever seen that movie Terminator Genesis? Or even the new show, Fallout. The intro of Fallout was accurate. Like the little kid is outside at his birthday party and he's looking outside and his dad is looking at him like, son, you all right? And then the dad look up like, oh my God, all of LA getting bombed. Boom, boom. And then like like if I look up the power of a nuclear missile, the wind itself, before the fire touches anything, the radius of the wind is going to destroy people. You see, the heat alone, right? The heat from a nuclear missile is capable of burning elements. You understand that? Burning elements. You see, that's why the air gets contaminated. You see, but nonetheless, what will happen is, as that's happening, who has the Apocrypha? Get Second Esdras. You got it?
Okay.
Most High Christ. Second Esdras 13 and hand me that one right there, please. You can start at 1.
13 and 1.
Okay.
Come on.
So this is what'll happen. This is what's going to happen. There's gonna be a sight to see. What? Go ahead.
This is the book of Second Ezra, chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night. And lo, there arose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the waves thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Right. That man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Who and what is that?
That's Christ and angels.
That's Christ and angels. Let's prove it. Precept. Psalm 68:17. This is what Ezra, a direct descendant of Aaron, brother of Moses, is seeing in a vision. Right? If you haven't read Esdras, I strongly encourage you to read the book of Esdras or Ezra, and you see. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. Right? Psalm 68:17.
Come on. The book of Psalms, chapter 68, verse 17. The chariots of God are 20,000.
The chariots of God are 20 what?
20,000.
With the thousands of heaven. Keep going.
Even thousands of angels.
Even thousands of angels.
The Lord is among them.
And the Lord is among them. Christ is going to be among them, coming in great power and glory, right? Another precept for that one is the one I just mentioned in Matthew, where Christ said, let's get that great power and glory. You know where it is? Go ahead. Let me see here. Matthew 24 and 30. Go ahead. 30, start at 29.
The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29. It's like 34, 29? 24.
29.
Come on. The book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven.
Right. Who are the stars that's going to fall from heaven? What's the darkness? Right. The world leaders are not going to have any answers. Right. They're wise men. You know, those people that answer all the questions, the people that's media trained, they're not going to have any press conferences. People are going to be scrambling for their life.
Right.
You understand? It's going to be an automated video recording of Donald Trump telling people not to worry and, you know, everything's fine. And meanwhile, Donald Trump is somewhere hiding in a damn bunker while people are scrambling for safety. See? And also, it's going to be a dark day. The scriptures say that. Shall not the day of the Lord be a day of darkness and no light in it? It's going to be a dark day. You ask me, literally too. If you look at how when they bombed them different oil stations over there in the Middle East, it was raining oil and it was pitch black. You understand? Right? But really, it's talking about the wise men of the world leaders of the world. They're not going to be able to answer or have any answers to, you know, comfort people. See, keep going.
Come on. And the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heaven shall be shaken.
And the powers of the heaven, what's the heaven? This rulership shall be shaken.
Come on.
Keep going.
Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven.
And this is the part. So World War III, and then as that grows to its highest potential, before no flesh can be saved, meaning before they nuke the planet out of this, you know, constellation, before they're able to do that, the sign of the Son of Man in heaven will appear, which is Christ and the thousands of heaven cracking that sky and making his grand appearance. Keep going.
Come on. And then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn.
And now all the tribes of the earth, all nations of the earth will mourn. Why?
Because they're going to know that they've been oppressing the blacks and Hispanics, and they're going to see Christ, a black man, and they're going to, you know, regret everything that they did to us.
That's true. But really, because they're not going to be able to, I'll give you the precept to explain it perfectly. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. That's Matthew 24:29 through 31. But we ain't done there. What I say? Wisdom of Solomon?
Come on.
5. I'm sorry. Wisdom of Solomon. Am I tripping? Oh, this is Ecclesiastes. I am indeed tripping. Wisdom of Solomon 5:1.
Come on.
Go ahead.
This is the book of the Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 5, verse 1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness.
Then shall the what kind of man?
The righteous man.
The righteous man
stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him.
And that's what we do in the Israelite school UPK. We stand in great boldness in the face of those that have afflicted us, mainly Esau. After him, the other nations, every single one of them. This is a bedrock UPK scripture. This is a great camp precept. That's what we do. The righteous are bold as a lion. The wicked, all those precepts. Right? Keep going.
And made no account of his labors.
Right? They tried to, that was in the past speeches all the time. That's them making no account of our labors. Right? But we refuse to accept that, and we instead meet him with great boldness and bring up his crimes and let him know that he, just because you make no account of our labors, you will pay for what you did to us according to the Most High. Keep going.
Verse 2, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear.
When they see what? Keep going. What will they see and be troubled with terrible fear? Keep going.
And shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation.
They will be who? Who will be? The face of all that afflicted us. Right. Who afflicted us? Every nation. You don't think the Chinese is afflicting you? They are. And they all have. All the nations, Japanese, Koreans, every single last one. And it says that they will be amazed and troubled with terrible fear at the strangeness of his, meaning us, the children of Israel, salvation. Keep going.
So far beyond all that they look for.
So far beyond all that they look for. Everybody knows something's going to happen. They can't really explain it. Right? But what are they looking for? What are they looking for? Come on. Go ahead.
So like a solution to the war, like we're going to war or not?
Yeah. In their minds, they have an idea of who's going to win. They have an idea of what they want to do after they win. But they're not counting on Christ coming back with angels to beam up Blacks, Hispanics, and North American Indians. They're not counting on that. Read it again. Verse 2.
Verse 2. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this was he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach.
Right. So they're going to see us, the people that they oppressed and afflicted, get beamed up into these ships. It's going to be, the scriptures say, in Revelation, I want to say 9, 200,000 angels, right? But I want you to get Revelation 11 and 8.
Oh God.
Is it 8? Let me see. I'm sorry, not 8. You can start at 8, but for time's sake, give me Revelation 11 and 11.
Okay. The book of Revelation, chapter 11, verse 11.
This is the order of how things are going to go. Go ahead.
And after 3 days and a half, the spirit of life from God entered into them.
Right. After 3 days and a half, right? This is referring to the children of Israel having life entered into them, meaning we will be given the truth after a long period of time. After a certain period of time, the children of Israel would have from God the spirit of life, which is what? The truth, the knowledge of the truth, the knowledge of who we are, the knowledge of how to obey the Most High. Keep going.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them.
They stood upon their feet and did what?
And it's like,
no, what did they do? In conjunction with the other precepts that we've read. They stood upon their feet.
It's like they started teaching the word, like how we do. Start teaching the truth and stuff.
Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness in the face of such as have afflicted him. Right? It says, and they stood upon their feet. You understand? Right? The Lord put the spirit of righteous boldness on them, on us. Right? These other religious groups, they're not calling the oppressor the devil. They're not calling him out on his crimes. They're sitting with him. You see? They're compromising integrity every day. Your Jesse Jacksons, your Al Sharp tongues, TD Snakes, all of those guys. But the Lord, where he put his spirit, in the Israelite school UPK since 1969, which was after 3 days and a half of us not having the truth. It says we stood upon our feet. Keep going.
Come on. And great fear fell upon them which saw them.
And great fear fell upon who? Such as have afflicted us.
Right.
Because now, not only do they watch Commanding General YAHANNA and slam their fists against the table and wish they could do something against what Commanding General YAHANNA prophesizes. Not only that, you understand? These world leaders, these elites, but they also are going to see the same people that they try to get rid of get beamed up in ships. You see, I always imagine some color of light we ain't never even seen before. Beam a brother and his family up. Keep going.
Come on. Verse 12. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither.
Right. They heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. Right? Meaning what? What did you just see? What did you just read? Go ahead, Krudza, or
come here.
Who? What?
Christ saying, come here.
Essentially, yes. Right? Because Christ is going to be in the sky. Christ is going to be getting busy. And it's going to be angels getting busy and angels delivering. You understand? Right? They're going to be giving their orders and they're going to fulfill their orders. And some of the orders of the angels is going to be to deliver. Abijah, go deliver. Krudza, go deliver. That's going to be their job. All the families, all the brothers and sisters in the truth who believe in Yahushua and who have endured unto the end, at that point, which it will be the end. You understand? That's be the part of, you know, now we can't say, man, we saved. We can't say that. But in that time, if you were on a chariot, you were saved, brother. You see? And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. Psalms 104:3, who maketh the cloud his chariots. And their enemies, the other nations, beheld them. Also pair that with Revelation 1:7. Behold, the Lord cometh with clouds. Right? And every eye shall see him. Yeah, even they that pierced him. You see? And their enemies beheld them. Right? Keep going.
Verse 13. In the same hour was there a great earthquake,
and
the 10th part of the city fell. And in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000.
A lot of people are gonna die. Right? Keep going. That earthquake, all of that. Like, there's a scripture in the Bible in Isaiah that says, the earth shall reel to and fro as a drunkard. What's going to cause the earth to shake? Constant bombings, right? Them Tomahawk missiles that killed a little under 200 people. That's terrible. But those nuclear bombs, brother. Keep reading.
And the 10th part of the city fell in the and in the earthquake were slain of men 7,000. And the remnant were affrighted, and gave glory to the God of heaven.
Right. The remnant were affrighted, meaning we're going to be righteously like, whoo, man, looking at each other like, brothers and sisters are going to be crying for joy. You understand? Giving it up for the Lord. Right? It's going to be a lot of emotion. Right? Finally being free. We know what this means. Now, go back to 2nd Esdras 13. As the war reaches its height in the Valley of Jehoshaphat over there in the Middle East, right? It says that Christ is going to crack the sky. 2nd Ezra 13:3 again. So now that we clear on that, how it's going to happen.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 3. And I beheld, and lo, that man waxed strong with the thousands of heaven. And when he turned his countenance to look, all the things trembled that were seen under him.
Right. You see that in all these different prophecies we read in different places that they're going to be terrified. They're going to be absolutely terrified. And the beauty of it, I love the fact that Esau is a prideful devil. I love it. Because in his mind, he thinks he stands a chance. That's going to make it more satisfying for the Most High and Christ and the angels and us. It's going to make it more satisfying because he thinks he stands a chance. He's planning against the return of Christ right now, right? Not only openly, but in their private councils. They're planning against a potential return of a extraterrestrial being. They have I forget what it's called. It's like you can look it up, cross it out when you get a chance. It's a branch of military focused on outer space.
Space Force.
The Space Force. I forget the name of it.
Space Force.
It's the Space Force, and where the logo is what is it? It's an Egyptian Sphinx, I believe. Right? Out of all things, right?
Just this.
Right, but it's look up Space Force Egyptian something. Let me see. Space Force.
Oh yeah, come on.
What is it? What is it?
It's that with the Sphinx and the star in it.
Right. That's the official
Delta 18.
Right, Delta 18. Out of all, but listen, that's so spiritual in itself. That's the Lord. Like, their whole thing is Egypt. And who the hell was the slaves in Egypt? The Israelites. So that was the Exodus back then. It's going to be a second Exodus.
Right.
You understand? This time it's not going to be the dividing of waters. It's going to be the dividing of dimensions. It's going to be Christ cracking the sky open. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 4. And whosoever the voice went out of his mouth, it's like, and whensoever the voice went out of his mouth, all they burned that heard his voice. Right. Like as the earth faileth when it filleth the fire.
Right. Meaning that Christ has something in store. You think these weapons that our oppressor has, Christ has an arsenal out of this world, literally. Right? And he's gonna burn up. I always imagine like lasers coming from them chariots. Oh, like in them old school U.P.K photos where it's fire coming, like concentrated fire coming out of them chariots, just burning. Like you look at that image, right? Christ is, come on, man. Keep going.
Come on, verse 5. And after this I beheld.
And you really have this to look forward to, because America going to Iran was prophecy. Iran having ties with Russia and China is prophecy. It's all the pieces are there. Now they're being moved into place. You understand? And the Most High ultimately is going to win this chess game. Go ahead.
Okay. And after, it's like verse 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds of the heaven to subdue the men that came out of the sea.
Right, which is a metaphor, came out of the sea. This is Christ. This is talking about Christ coming back and the other nations turning their arsenals and tanks and weapons from being pointed at each other to now being pointed at Christ and the angels, right? Who were once trying to blow each other off the map. Now they're going to side together. That's why speeches like Ronald Reagan and even speeches like George Bush and Donald Trump has recently made, where they said, if there's a threat from the outs, from what did he say? a potential threat from space. In other words, you know, we have to come together. And that's biblical prophecy because they are in the moment. Go ahead.
Come on, verse 6. But I beheld, and lo, he had graved himself a great mountain and flew up upon it.
Right. That's going to be the chariot that Christ comes back on. The chariot that Christ, I can't tell you if he in it. I always imagine him on top of it. Do you understand?
Right.
It's like it. Always imagine Christ. What we do see is that he's going to have a very, very large chariot, right? Because that's why he said, I looked and saw where the mountain would have been taken out, but I didn't see it. Imagine a mountain. Like we live in California. You look down the road, you see that huge mountain, right? You can just go like this all day. Just look to the left and right. It's one mountain. Christ is going to be on a huge chariot, right? Keep going.
Come on, verse 7. But I would have seen the region or place whereout the hill was graven,
right?
And I could not.
Keep going.
And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to.
So you're gonna crack. Remember that movie Independence Day?
Come on.
That first chariot that came out of the cloud, and it was like engulfed with fire.
Right.
That's gonna be Christ coming back. That's an idea, right? That's an idea of how it's gonna happen, but nonetheless, followed by thousands and thousands of other chariots, you see, and the trump is gonna blow a shofar. You understand? I always think of it like a grand entrance. You see, right? And the earth is gonna stop, and everybody's gonna look and be like, "Damn, this is amazing for us." This is amazing. And the other nations are going to be afraid. Right? Keep going.
Come on.
And then remember, also, we asked about the chronological time order of things. Remember, brothers and sisters who died in Yahushua going to meet him in the air first.
Right.
And we're going to meet them. Go ahead.
So at this point, it's like, so as Christ is returning, the nations is being destroyed simultaneous with us being beamed up and being saved. Angels are going to be saving. Some angels are going to be destroying. We're all going to be witnessing it kind of simultaneously.
Mm-hmm. Excuse me.
Okay. And you're about to go into what's like, and then so the other nations are going to currently be at a war. Is it going to be like how it is? Okay, I'm thinking, is it a war that's going on going to be like how it is right now?
No, this is the very beginning. This ain't even. This is we about to be in a big war phase right now. Once America sends ground troops over there, once they start putting boots on the ground in the Middle East, this is gonna get ugly. And as it's getting ugly over there, it's gonna get uglier over here, because not everybody's gonna declare for the draft. You're gonna have riots in the streets of America.
Right.
You're gonna have civil unrest in America.
Right.
You're gonna have civil unrest, and not only will they declare martial law, and not only will they attempt to police states and cities, it's gonna get to a point where the National Guard, the police, are going to leave their post to save their own families. It's going to be every man for himself at some point. You understand? That's what's going to happen. That's what's going to happen. Go ahead.
And being beamed up, it's like, where are we going?
So okay, I'm coming to that right now.
Okay.
Where was we at?
Verse 9.
Verse 9. So violence of the multitude. That's it on that.
Okay.
That's it on that. All right. I do encourage everybody to read 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter. But give me Ezekiel 20. I want to say it's 20 and 20 and 35. right? Yeah, but as it's getting progressively worse overseas, it's going to get worse here. Like the days of having a 9 to 5 are going to be out the window. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like, yes, sir. If I may, Ezekiel 38:5 says, Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with the shield and helmet. This Persia is Iran? Yes. Yes, it is. Where was we at?
20:35 Ezekiel.
Kind.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness.
So now, at some point of deliverance, right? As the destruction is going on, the Most High is going to order the chariots to place the Israelites in the wilderness. Now, where the wilderness is, I can't tell you. You understand? You know, places like the Amazon, parts of the Amazon that haven't been touched at all is a possibility. We will see. Let's just make it on the chariot first. Let's get that far. Right? The wilderness could be, you know, as long as it ain't Chernobyl. Well, how do you say it?
Chernobyl.
Right. I ain't gonna even try that again. That was terrible. But as long as it ain't there, or some nuclear radiated area, and we done dodged missile fire, and we called on the name of the Most High and the Son, and he heard us and saved us from walls of fire so hot that it would burn the eyes out of your eye sockets and your tongue out of your mouth, like Sarah Connor in Judgment Day, Terminator, right? We made it on the chariot. Now the Lord is going to place us in the wilderness, right? At this point, you know, we're going to have new bodies, I imagine, because the scriptures say at the twinkling of an eye, we shall be changed, right? You're not going to get into a chariot in this body. Well, first of all, this body can't reach that height of elevation and breathe. You understand? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
You're going to have new bodies. Right? Keep going.
Okay. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people, and there will I plead with you face to face.
And there will I plead with you face to face. However that is going to transpire, that is going to transpire. I can't go beyond what it says.
Right.
He says, there will I plead with you.
Saying, meaning that he's just going to kind of
instruct us on what's next. Yeah. Instruct us on what's next. And not only that, keep going.
Come on, verse 36. Like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt.
Right.
So will I plead with you, say the Lord God.
Who's to say that you don't have, just like back in the day, people who, man, you took us out of America to which would be so crazy.
Right. You
took us out of America to make us starve. Remember, the Lord heard our murmurings there. 2 Ezra 13:47. Khan, I got you, Malakma. Right? Keep going. This is not going to be a time to murmur. I mean, is it ever really a time to murmur? Right? You shouldn't be doing that at all. Go ahead.
Verse 37. And I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Right. Keep going.
And I will purge out from you among you the rebels.
Just like you did aforetime.
Right.
So is it saying, what is the passing of the rod?
I will cause you to pass under the rod, and I will. That's the salvation that the children of Israel is going to receive, and I will bring you into the bond of the covenant.
Okay, so we're gonna make it.
So now we're God's. The earth knows that we're God's people, and we're back with the Most High. The Most High is back with us.
Right.
Think about what the rod did during the time of Moses.
Okay.
You understand?
Right.
What did it do? What was it? What did it symbolize, if you will?
The Lord is with this man.
Yeah.
Okay. The God of Israel is with.
God of Israel is with these people. Right? Moses lifted up that rod, and the waters split, and the Lord delivered us. Right. Meaning that the Lord saved his people as he said he was going to do. Like, I always think about this too. Like, people think like it's going to be World War III, and then that's the end. That's the end. There's going to be a miraculous event where, to us, an outer world event happens. Something that not even the movies could capture. You understand? Like something, brother. Something. Bro, that's why when you read what the prophets read or saw and wrote, and we read, it's like, damn, we must have, that's what we're going to really witness with our own eyes. The Lord said in Zephaniah, you will see it with your own eyes when I do this before you. All the things we teach about, we're going to see it and be a part of it, Lord willing.
And so then there's going to be some of us that rebel.
He said, I will purge out from you. I will purge out from among you the rebels. How they rebel? Just don't be ready to rebel. You might have, like I said, that's why I compare it to the wilderness of old.
Because so this is going to be basically, this is not just the 144,000 with us right here in this moment. It's everybody.
Okay, because not only the 144,000 are going to be delivered.
Right. So I'm saying, so at this
who moment, else is going to be delivered?
The 1/3. The
1/3 was the family and possible loved ones of the 144,000, right?
Or brothers
and you're gonna have some people getting beamed up and don't know why they're getting beamed up.
Right. That's what I'm talking about.
You understand?
So it's gonna be 144 plus the 1/3 all in this moment right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So this is 1/3 or
2/3? 2/3 are yes. 1/3. Yes. I mean, a lot of brothers and sisters are going to be reborn in the kingdom if they don't get their act together now. That scripture alone is to inspire all Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans to get in class so that none of us, you understand, get destroyed. But, Israel's hard-headed. But keep reading in 38.
Okay.
I will purge out from among you the rebels.
Verse 38, and I will purge out from you among.
Where are you at?
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 20, verse 38.
Mm-hmm.
And I will purge out from among you the rebels, and them that transgress against me,
mm-hmm.
I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn, and they shall not enter into the land of Israel.
Mm-hmm.
And ye shall know that I am the Lord.
There it is there.
Right.
They shall not enter into the land of Israel. Like, you got to remember this too. That land over there is going to be cleansed. It's getting cleansed right now. Tel Aviv is getting bombed right now. Barakatah Yahweh Yahushai.
Right.
The Lord, remember, that was having large gay parades. First of all, you claiming to be the real Jews, having gay parades in your city, in your in the capital. I believe Tel Aviv is the capital.
Come on.
Right? And you having gay parades. And now it's getting bombed. Tough. That's tough. Right now, from the wilderness, we're instructed, right? And the children of Israel are going to the men are going to gather up slaves, going to get the world leaders that are hiding in bunks, that are hiding in their, in the caves and the rocks, like the scriptures say, and we're going to bind them hand and foot and bring them to where they're going to work for generations, them and their seed.
Right.
They're not going to build in the wilderness. So at some point, that's why I can't, you understand? At some point, there's going to be a point where after the wilderness, right? It don't say. You can imagine. I don't know. It could be. Who knows? I can't. I don't even feel comfortable putting any number out there because it doesn't say. I only can go by what the scriptures say. Now, aforetime it was how many years? We was wandering in the wilderness, going in circles for
40 years.
40 years. You understand? Who knows? It could be, I don't know. Right? I don't know. I just know that it ain't gonna be here. It ain't gonna be worse than America. Jesus Christ is back. We're gonna be in the wilderness, brother, seeing, but you wouldn't have imagined someone coming up against Moses back then either. Who knows what's gonna happen in the wilderness? The Most High said, I will purge the rebels from among you. We shall see. Let's just have the mindset of trusting the Lord, unlike those who didn't trust in the Lord in the wilderness aforetime. That's our example. Our example, right? Like Paul said, the things written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through comfort of the scriptures, might have hope, right? We have the example of why you shouldn't sleep with another man's wife. We apply that to today. We have the example of why you shouldn't steal and how that could affect all of the nation because you're a thief. We have those examples of why you shouldn't sleep with a heathen woman. But now we also have examples of the wilderness. And we know we're about to go into the wilderness again. Let's take heed to the examples in the wilderness of old, what we should and shouldn't do. And let's apply the things that we should do and not apply the things that we shouldn't do in the wilderness. You get what I'm saying? Because it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So we can be like, remember the Most High said he heard niggas murmuring? Let's not murmur. The Lord got it. Man, we ain't 3 days. Man, the Lord got it. We good. We straight. You understand? Remember what we read and all right. My imagination is going, but I'm just going based off what we have. The fact of the matter is that we believe. That's the point. That's the real point of it all.
Right.
We have an idea. There's going to be a wilderness and there's going to be chariots and there's going to be, but as it's happening, we're going to be able to revert back to the prophecy saying it's going to happen, but then we're going to be like, this is really happening. And it's going to be more detailed things going on, obviously. See, it's just going to be real. Man. All right. Malakma had a question of 2nd Ezra 13:47. Malakma, you still there? Now, before we go to 2nd Ezra 13:47, also as as all that's going on, when Christ comes back, Christ is not going to be on the earth as we're building the kingdom for.
Right.
You understand? It's going to be a period of time where we are building the kingdom for Christ.
Right.
Right? Imagine we're not going to have the King of Kings, on a lawn chair as, you know what I'm saying? No, we're going to get instructions through rank and order. And you're going to fulfill whatever orders you get and make sure that it's done to the goal of Christ coming down to have somewhere to sit, have a throne to sit on.
Right.
And then he's going to crown the brothers and yeah. Second Ezra 13:47.
Come on. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 47. The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude with peace.
One more time.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 47. The highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they might go through.
This Malakma is talking about when the Northern Kingdom made its way to the Americas. I did a detailed breakdown on this. If you look up on the Hollywood Israelites page, 2nd Ezra, the 13th chapter, in regards to how the 10 tribes, we really want to start at like 40, how the 10 tribes, 39, made it to the Americas, right? North, Central, and South, right? Canada too. Okay. But yeah, so where was I at? Christ, crowning,
Building the kingdom.
Building the kingdom. Right, because remember Christ said, I will drink it new with you, and I will not drink this wine until I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. So imagine that first glass of wine after everything is complete. You know what I'm saying? The foundation of Christ's kingdom is complete, and you had the honor of making it out of the hood, making it out of the reservation, making it out of the ghetto, making it out of the prison system, then making it out of the wilderness, to enslaving the other nations who once ruled the world, right? And to now to raising your right hand up, or to raising your hand up and making taking a La Yasharala with Yahawashi. Yeah, that's tough, brother. Weed isn't worth that. Right. Another man's wife isn't worth that. It's just not. It's not. But the beauty of it is we here, man. We right here. We right here. We just pray to the Lord to keep pressure on this devil's neck, to keep the pressure on this beast's neck.
Right.
And the Lord he's moving on them, man. He's moving on them. And as he's moving, those demons going to try and knock you off course. Got to stay on point.
Right.
So with that, we have the return of Christ to look forward to any day now. Like I said, people think I'm crazy for believing that. I tell you every time, I'm a nut, because I believe that Christ is coming back. I believe these. We believe in the Israelite school I.S.U.P.K. We know that Yahawashi is coming back.
Right.
And it could be any day now. You understand? We know that things are going to get progressively worse and progressively better.
That's right.
And with that, Pastor Class, Priest and Officer Crowder.